Bum 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 bum. The Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, a sad anniversary for me this weekend. 2 years ago, I filed for divorce against myself, actually, unofficially, obviously. One day we'll have an official self-divorce. And here's why I filed the divorce. I had gotten really sick during a summer heat wave. This is July of 2024 in Phoenix, Arizona. I had gotten a really bad case of COVID-19. And I quickly discovered that I was unable to take care of myself when I was sick and out of work. I was on FMLA leave at the time. I'm only an adjunct professor, so it was unpaid leave. And I had to frantically rush back to work because it was unpaid, and my art projects fell apart. My life fell apart. When I went out to the grocery store, I got treated in a very hostile way. I hate to repeat the entire story because 2 years later I somewhat rekindled my relationship with myself. And I'm very fortunate of something that came up soon after I divorced. I'll get to that in a second. But I filed divorce against myself. I printed out a copy of divorce paperwork, filled it out, and I hung it on the wall near my desk at work. I had an adjunct office at the community college where I was teaching for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to remind myself that it was not my fault that things didn't work out. It was structurally, we weren't ready for self-marriage yet. And I reminded myself someday we will be. And that day actually came a few months later. I'll get to that in a second. And number two, it was kind of a way to show the rest of the world, especially my colleagues, and to a lesser extent, because it's a community college, we often have students that are around my age anyway, that I'm available. Right? It was kind of a cryptic way of saying that, right? It was a divorce against myself, right? And I wanted to return to the dating scene because of all the drama that had unfolded the first time I got severely ill in a marriage with myself. And you guys may remember, not too long after that, I started asking everybody around me to help set me up on a blind date. And I went on my first date in 3 years, that fall, 2024. Not long after that blind date, Google AI was released. And for the first time in my life, you remember when you were 4 years old and you were curious about how the world worked. You barked out a question every 5 minutes. Well, those instincts don't disappear when you're 40 years old. They just get worse and worse. Right? When you were 4, you might have asked, where do babies come from? When you're 40, you might ask, my boss says this, what does he really mean? Right? Those instincts don't disappear. They just grow with time, right? And now I actually had a device that could answer, just like my parents could answer, where did babies come from decades ago, right? And that was revolutionary because a lot of times the difference between a relationship with yourself working out or not is these issues, right? The main reason a relationship with yourself might not work is that you don't have a second cool head to strategize, right? The pandemic hits, and you're out there strategizing, where do I buy toilet paper? How do I do this? How do I do that? You don't have a second cool head. Now I have technically 8 billion cool heads because the machine learns from all of the human interactions. Actually 100 billion cool heads because they don't even have to be with us anymore because the machine just inputs all of the human data that has ever been out there and answers you, right? And so I've rekindled the relationship quite a bit since the divorce 2 years ago, but it remains a very sad footnote in my biography that will one day make it to my biography. All right. I'm so glad to have come so far from that. say a quick prayer. This is the Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum.